Hey friends, welcome back to my page, y'all. Welcome to the replay. I've got some fabric here. It is, I don't know, I would consider it like farmhouse-ish. It's got, I don't know, there's a barn on there, farm meat, turkey farm, American farm, milk farm, pig farm, and a goose. So we are going to use this and a little bit of this to decoupage on this door tag right in front of me. So when you hop on, say hello. We are going to be using the April exclusive design club transfer that many of you have, but if you don't, you need to, okay? So when you comment the word tag, I will send you all of the information. Let me get it going because I changed it up at the very last minute. Okay. Hi, everyone. So I've got this piece of fabric. I think that, let me see. Zach, I think, got this, like, I don't know, maybe Hobby Lobby a while back. It came in like a little, what do you call those? Like little quarters? Quarter something. Quarters? Some of my sewing peeps help me out. Back quarter? I don't know. All right, so keyword is tag. T-A-G. T-A-G. Okay, so we're going to take this and I'm going to open this up. Well, I'm going to cut this right here. This plastic off, okay? And we're going to open it up, tear it off, do all the things, throw away what we don't need. TGIF, y'all. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Imagine that. There it goes. Hi. All right, let's try this again. Pen. Go. I first need to decide how much of this, fabric that we're going to need. So I'm actually going to turn it to where, or lay it to where it is. The other side. What do you call it? Not upside down. Whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm having a heck of a time right now. Okay, then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just cut along, leaving a little bit of excess. Actually, I'm going to go all the way up. And then I'm going to come this way and we're going to cut this way. Yes. Okay. Now, let me think about this. I just thought of something, y'all. Hold on. Okay. I don't know how it's going to work, but we might incorporate some of that into our bow. So I don't want to like put this aside because I may use it. We might need more. Okay. So first thing is first. This is how I Mod Podge or decoupage with fabric. So first what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to iron this just a little bit because there is a pretty big crease right here in the center. And so I've actually plugged in my Cricut heat press and I have this heat mat here to protect my stuff. Okay, so I just want to give it a little bit of an iron before I lay it down. Now, I think with the Mod Podge applying it and then heat setting it, I think we would have been fine without ironing it, but I just want to be sure. Okay. Hello, everybody. All right. There we go. I think that's better. All right, so what we're going to do is set this aside. Y'all, Dylan and I went for a walk today, like, I don't know, an hour and a half ago. And I am like sniffling and everything. You can see whatever's in the air flying into the pool. Like, it's quite disgusting. All right, so I'm going to put a pretty good amount of Mod Podge on this door tag, okay? Now, this is the way I like to do it. Now, I really want to make sure that my edges are covered because I don't want this fabric lifting off the edges, okay? So if you've never decoupage before, there is a few different ways to do it. This is the method that I prefer versus like saran wrap, which I've tried. Let me grab a paintbrush and let me just do this. All right, so making all the area shiny, basically, is what I'm doing. Making it all shiny because that tells me it's covered, okay? All right, so let's do this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I think we're good. So here is what I do with my brushes. So see all of that excess there? I'm just going to kind of wipe it, and then I'm just going to fold the paintbrush into the wipe, and I like to take mine to the sink and use Dawn dish soap to clean it. Okay, now, because I made a gigantic mess with the Mod Podge, I'm going to lift this up and clean the desk so that our door tag doesn't get stuck to the desk. Because, you know, that would just ruin the project. Okay? Now, I'm trying to think if there's other ways that you could do this. Hi, Michelle Pryor. Yes, a small iron for sure, Walmart. You could. I have seen them there. Hi, Cindy. All right, y'all, here we go. Let me get into my rhythm here. So I am now going to not take the water bottle, but I'm going to take my dryer and we are going to dry this. Okay. Let me just grab it here. We're going to dry this. So some of you may be thinking, like, why on earth is that woman drying the Mod Podge that she would want to stay wet for her fabric? Well, this is the method that I use, and I'll show you what's going to happen. Okay, so this is going to take a second. But y'all, we are also going to use burlap, and you know, this is going to get my allergies all crazy. Burlap, like a burlap roll. We're going to chalk on that tonight for our door tag. So, and we're also going to use raffia again. So when you type in the word tag, I actually put 2 links for the burlap roll and the raffia. Because I get asked about the raffia a lot. Okay, so as I'm moving, I can see the shine in the Mod Podge, and I want to make sure that it's dry. Okay, let me see here. Where's all my friends at? What do y'all have planned this weekend? We have baseball bright and early in the morning, 8 o'clock. And then we have 2 birthday parties, baseball pictures. It is a busy day. So, all right, so I'm going to kind of do this for the lighting purposes to see if it's dry. So we're going to use our Cricut heat press. You could also use an iron, okay, to do this. And I don't want it to be super wet. I'm okay with it being tacky, but not wet. Okay? Like right there, it's super wet. Let me just dry that. Dry. Okay, I think we're good. So the next thing I want to make sure that I have ready is parchment paper. Okay. So let me grab a good chunk of this, have this ready, and we're going to grab our material. And I need to make sure that I put it right side up and that it's somewhat straight. Okay, so we're going to take that. And we're also going to take this, lay it down to protect our desk. And I think we're going to have to do this in 2 different areas. So I am going to have to hold this up because I want to make sure that it's straight. I think we're good. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to lay the parchment paper down. Okay, don't move your material. And you're going to grab this, and I'm going to lay it on there for 30 seconds. Okay. This is reactivating the Mod Podge to basically say, hey, fabric, like, stick to the door tag. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And you can do this same method with an iron, okay? I promise, it works. So that's what we're gonna do. No, Wanda, I just have regular Mod Podge. I'll show you the bottle. It's just the matte. Yeah, just the matte. Okay, so there's that side. Now I'm going to scoot this down right there. And we're going to do the exact same thing right here. Okay. Hopefully I get both edges. The edges matter so much because you don't want your fabric like rolling up over the edge, okay? Oh, there you go, Michelle. That'd be cute. Donna can't hear me, y'all. Because Donna can't hear me, can somebody tell her to maybe try and go out and come back in, or maybe turn up her volume on her phone or computer? Oh, thanks, Michelle. You already beat me to it. Brenda, I have this at 300. I do have it at 300. Some may say more, some may say less. That's what works for me. Okay, so we have done both sides, or top and bottom. So now I'm going to do the edge test. Now look, this peeled up right here. So I'm going to lay that back down. Actually, I'm going to keep going to see. Yep, all of this right here. Okay, that's all lifting up. This is good down here, but I also put a whole bunch of Mod Podge. So what I'm going to do is take that, and I'm going to do it again in that general area. Okay, because maybe it just needs more heat. Hi, Lisa. The roller. If so, what is your opinion on that? Pamela, what is the roller? Is it a Mod Podge roller? Is that what you're telling me? Hi, Barbara. You made it. Okay, so I have this greenery here, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to melt it if I don't relocate it to another place on my desk. All right, let's check that out. Okay, so it's actually sticking. Okay, so sometimes you just really have to watch those corners. So I'm going to keep moving this along the edge. And we're going to see. Okay, so this entire edge needs done again, right? So I'm just going to place that there. And we're just going to let it kind of hang off, okay? Roller Mod Podge, is that what you're talking about? But I am setting it for 30 seconds each time. Sometimes I will pick it up beforehand. Just depends on what I want to do. Okay. All right, let's check the edge. Ooh, yeah. All right, so that's good. Now let's come over here. Let's check the bottom. Yep, so right here needs a little bit of love right here. Okay. And guys, this is totally normal. Like, sometimes you're not going to get it in your first go. Totally normal. Hi, Emily. How are you? TGIF, everybody. Hit the heart button and type in the word tag. We are decoupaging with fabric tonight. Got a super cute farmhouse type project for you. We're going to make a super cute bow. All right, so that is staying. Okay, so we are back in business. So now what I'm going to do is flip this over. I am not going to, I'm not going to sand the fabric, okay? Typically if you're using like tissue paper or wrapping paper, you could sand off the edges. Oh, that was nice. So these were in the drawer like that. Who was the last person that used these? Zach. All right. So I'm just going to take my rotary cutter and cut off the excess. Okay. And go all the way around the door tag. You could use scissors. You don't have to do this fancy rotary cutter. I don't think I need that anymore. Let me turn off my Cricut. Okay, you see it's coming right off. And I just have this little bitty, I don't know, what is this? A cutting mat from the Dollar Tree that I got. Okay, keep going. Keep going. And then y'all just make your way around it, right? I used to decoupage all the time, and I am now remembering how much I missed it. But I found this fabric. Zach bought this, y'all, like a year ago, and I remembered I had it. So check it out. Isn't that cute? So it's just a door tag that we put fabric on. Isn't that so awesome, y'all? All right, I'm going to close that. I'm not going to get rid of this in case we decide to use it. I don't need that anymore. Now, here's what we've got to figure out. So we are going to use the Club Transfer Farm Fresh. We have the milk jug. We have the barn right there. You can get both of those cutouts on the Etsy site. Laura, you can get them anywhere. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Amazon. The rotary cutters, I've had this one for a very long time. All right, so I got to figure out what I want to put on my burlap. So I'm going to grab a ruler, and I know that I need to cut my burlap at least 7 inches wide and let's see, about 7.5 inches long. So y'all help somebody put that in the comments for me. 7.5 by 7. Is that what I said? I know I'm gonna need that again. All right, so let's grab our roll. I love this roll. I've had this for years. You can find it when you type in the word tag. All right, so we've got 7.5 long. Okay, 7.5 long, right? All right, let me do this. And I'm going to try and cut a straight line. Probably not going to work, but we're going to try, by golly. Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks, everybody. All right, 7.5 by, I'm going to cut the ends off. 7. I'm going to go a little bit more than 7. Okay, here we go. Now, the thing about burlap is it's not always straight. Or maybe it's just the person that's cutting it. All right, so I'm going to cut off this piece right here that kind of has it tacked together. because I don't have it together, therefore it doesn't belong here. All right, so there's that. Okay, now it's going to start to do its fray thing. So that is what we have. So let's double check our measurements. 7.5. Perfect. All right, so let's put this over here. I don't need that. All right. Are you ready for this? Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to, oh my gosh, I'm going to start sneezing, y'all. Grab our transfer, okay? And I've used this, what guys, twice? Yeah, twice, I think. And I'm going to lay this down. I'm not going to fuzz it, okay? Because I've used it a couple times and I really want it to stick. All right, let me bring it over here. I want the pig, I want organic. Now, I see that we are off in our spacing, like way off. So I'm going to lift up this side of it and I'm going to work with it and move it more over here and see what happens. Okay, now if I hold it up to the light, I'm really going to be able to tell. Now, already, dum-dum, you didn't get it right there. So we're going to have to peel it off and we're going to have to try again. So let me lay it back down. You will get all of the hairs off of this, guys, so don't freak out. All right, let's try this again. Okay, lift, look. I'm actually using the lines of the transfers to help me get this somewhat centered. There we go. Okay, that should be good. I don't know, y'all. Something about it does not... Was it 7.5 long? Yes, Zach, you can. Y'all remember? Hold on. I do need to use something, Zach. You're right. Okay, let me go this direction. Organic was barely making it on the burlap. I promise you, it's not that difficult. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. This is boring. I just want to make sure everything gets on there that I wanted. Let's try that. And we can always trim it. Okay. So Zach had mentioned using an ink mat. Mine's over there somewhere. So I'm actually going to just place the parchment paper down because the paste is going to go through. Okay? I know, Kevin, right? Like, seriously, we've already fallen asleep. We already fell asleep. Long. Okay, yep. Got it. Thanks, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to kind of press firmly through on the transfer through the screen. Okay, now I am going to watch out because I really don't want the border of this transfer going down on the burlap. It does not belong for tonight's project. Okay, so you are going to need to use more paste than the usual. In case you don't know what that means, the usual. Okay, so let's continue. Organic. All right. Make sure all of it's covered. You don't have any burlap basically showing through. And then we're going to peel it off. And let's see how we did. Okay, and I need to turn on the glue gun. We're going to put all of this excess right back into the jar. Put it over there and close up the lid, okay? Jackson's better, yes. I don't know, Barbara. We're about to see if it bled or not. Okay, so already I see, darn it, the O. I shouldn't put my stuff away. The O, the bottom of the O didn't make it on the burlap. So before I make a big mess, oh my gosh. Y'all, this is genius. Y'all see what I see? I see a lot of burlap on that sticky transfer. Okay, I am not going to peel it off just yet. I need to examine all the tops of every letter, bottom of every letter, side. Okay, we're good. All right, so let me put this over here because I need to take this. This is something you probably want to take to the bathtub or the sink. But I'm going to work with it here for just a second. I've done this before with burlap, and the transfer has been just fine. So, don't freak out. Have fun, okay? Experiment. It's important, right? Jump in with 2 feet. Don't be afraid to try something new. Let me see here. I had a board eraser. There it is. So this right here is going to help remove that paste from the screen. Okay, then we're going to have to flip this over and work on the back of it. Now, like I said, probably be easier if you take it to your bathtub, okay? There you go, Michelle Pryor. Go to the craft store, girl. I love chalking on burlap. So, Barbara, as far as the bleeding goes, are you making sure that your transfer's like sticky enough to where it's like solid down on the burlap itself? So I'm going to get this pretty wet, and look, it's still spraying. Now, I see these pieces right here we need to take off. Okay, these don't belong. Get out. Now, I'm going to go in with my board eraser, but like I said, just go to the sink. Maybe Zach will save the day here in a second. I don't know. This one is a little bit odd for him just because it's got a bunch of like, but see, it's coming off. I know that's terrible to look at and it's gross, but y'all, it comes off, okay? So just keep spraying and keep working it. So I'm going to turn it this way now because my right arm or my right hand arm is the strong arm, right? So I feel like I'm going to get more off. Not that I'm pushing any harder than I normally would, but clean off that burlap as you guys go. Okay, that way you're not just re-putting it back on to your transfer, okay? See? Yay! It's working. All right. Like, very little hairs, okay? Maybe everywhere else, but there. So now what you're going to do is lay it down on the table, wherever you are crafting, okay? Cleaning mat. Brenda, Amazon. It's called a dish drying mat. Done, done. Okay, so right there, my paper towel wanted to stick, but I stopped. And I'm going to line up the corners. I'm going to line up the edge. And now you can use this over and over. Okay, just like so. And our pig is ready to be presented another way soon. Okay? All right, so there's that. And this is our, ooh, almost touched it, burlap. Look at this! Y'all! All right, so I'm going to take this and fold it over. It's being very difficult. Hold on. There we go. And I just want to get that black paste off of there, okay? Hi, Brenda Perry. So now I'm going to dry this, okay? I did not use ink on this because I'm not going to go throw this burlap in the washer and dry it. No siree. Okay, let me move this. Am I moving? Look, there's our super cute patriotic round from last night. Oh, thanks, Bambi. I appreciate that. Thanks, Becky. It is, Barbara. It is. So, Barbara, I don't know about the bleeding. I think you asked me about that. There is, Catherine, there are some transfers on sale. Y'all, I'm sorry, my nose is itching from this burlap, and I went for a walk. Whew. There are some. You'll have to check out the special section on my website. Yeah, Marilyn, Big Bow Thursday. However, looky there. Cluck, 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 moo. I think we're going to try and do another big bow, right? Oh, April, you've used this to blow dry your hair? How funny. All right, so this, you'll just barely touch it. And if you get some on your finger like that, then you know it's not dry. Okay, now I will tell you that the paste is going to be thicker on the burlap because you are working with a textile that has like itty bitty holes in it, right? So some of the paste may get into some of those holes and be thicker. Okay. Oh, bye, Brenda. Good night. I don't typically, Kelly, no. But I don't really suffer from allergies. Not usually. But we did go for a walk today. Dylan and I did, and then I've got all these burlap hairs flying at me. Okay, I think we're good. The butt of the pig is a little wet. There's quite a bit of paste over there. But here we go. Okay. All right, so here's our door tag that we put fabric on it with Mod Podge. In case you missed the beginning, we took this, we took fabric, and we put it on our white door tag. Now we are going to place, not that side, this side right here, okay? Now, I'm going to do a pretty decent sized bow. So, with that said, I'm going to move this down just a tad, okay? Right there. And I'm going to, before I glue this down, I'm going to peel away some of this to make it a little worn. You just start peeling it, pulling at it. So we have a little bit of fray look. Okay, you see the edges? And it's okay if it takes off some of your letters, y'all. That's part of it. But if you don't like that look, don't do it. Okay? All right, so let me close this up because I almost stuck my entire hand in it. And we are going to grab some buttons, I think. Okay? I want these. I don't really have any itty bitty ones. Let's see. Ideally, I wanted to take some buttons and do like the 4 corners, but I don't really have a whole lot of corners down here at the bottom. Actually, I guess I could. It kind of makes it, let me show y'all without, can y'all see those? Like, I know it covers up the letters, but what do y'all think? Yes or no? It barely covers up the O and the C. Is that bad? I don't know. Y'all tell me. All right, let's glue this on. So I'm going to stop what I'm doing. Okay, no on the button. And grab my little protectors. Because I do not want to get this.
I have a recommendation for your button. Leave it on the corner. Because you pull off the sides to make it look worn. So it'll look worn if it's hanging off a little from the corner. Barely hanging out by a thread.
Everyone's saying don't cover them up.
Yeah, don't cover it up.
Okay, so put the buttons just on top, yes or no? Thanks, Zach. Okay. Let's do this. Try not to burn myself. I just grabbed that. All right, I'm going to try and pull the fabric down so that it's kind of spread out. Okay. Oh, look. On top. Yes, buttons on top. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, all right. I like your style. All right, here we go. Thank you. I think it's really cute, Kelly. All right, button there. Let me just do this. Hopefully, pray for the best. And do this one over here. And, okay, buttons are done for now, okay? Thanks, Darlene Wise. I appreciate that. Okay, so that's what we have so far. All right, y'all. Oh my gosh. And there it goes. Okay, we don't need that supply. So now we are going to make our bow. Now, remember when I told you that I had the fabric? I don't know if I'm going to use this after all. Let me see. I got a couple pieces here and there. I don't know. We may incorporate some of that into the bow. But first I'm going to start with this right here. It does have personality. It is Big Bow Friday, Michelle. Okay, grab this. Grab this. Grab our twine here. Now, I'm actually going to put a couple of these in the, what is this, y'all? Bodabra? Yes, Bodabra. Okay. Just like so, because I want them to be incorporated in my bow. So hopefully that works. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Farm, you know, Michelle, I don't know where that came from. Fiber content, 10 yards. Really great RG ribbon. Y'all know where that's from? Actually, I think it was Amazon. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So this is very big. Very large. Very large. Let me see here. Kelly, what are you talking about? Too busy for a bow. Let's just see, okay? Let me just try. I kind of want it to be busy, to be honest. my life is very busy right now. Therefore, I think this bow will fit it perfectly because there is no calm. Yeah, you got a point. Let's see. Come on now. I've got these little bitty pins. All right, let's do this. This one I picked because I thought, because of the fabric, that's wrong. Go the other direction. I'll just make the bow and then you guys can tell me yay or nay. Right now, what I want to do is just make bows all day long. But I already forgot that I wanted to put some of this in there. So hold on. Raffia and the bow. Okay, so we did 1, 2. That one we need to stay that way. Don't want to twist it. Let me just put the pin. I know this ribbon is awesome. Hey girl, I'll make a bow for you. This one is also Amazon. It is just plain black. What is it? Burlap-ish. I don't know. We'll see. I'll take some of it out, guys, if you don't like it. I want a good old farmhouse bow. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Before I do that, I want to make this tail just a little bit longer. Okay, here we go. Flip, flip, flop, flip, flop. Okay, that is not working. Go, just go down. Thank you. All right, let's cut it. And I have a pen somewhere, so let's do that. Thanks, Brandy. That's my favorite bow ever, y'all. It's going to be my go-to bow. So don't judge me when I do it a lot, okay? Maybe I'll finally get into the bow making business. Just kidding. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to grab just a little bit more of this and put it somewhat in the center. Not somewhat, but in the center. I'm going to grab my smasher. Smash, smash. And then I'm going to take my, what is this called? Jute. Bring it to the center. And I'm going to flip it around. Tie it really tight. Okay. I'm going to press it down in the center and tie it some more. And then I'm going to just tie it off here with another one and another one. Okay. That's right, Patty. You do you. There you go, Michelle. Hit me up, girl. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is dovetail these few pieces that I have here. That's not a dovetail. That is a, I don't even know, plateau looking. Okay, let's do this one. Yeah. Fold this over. I always marry up the wired edges and cut up. Okay. So I marry up the wired edges they're facing down. And then you have your, take your scissors and cut up. Okay, so marry these up. I have 2 pieces right now. I know it's hard to see. Fold them, cut up. Okay. All right, so now we have this crazy bow that, I don't know, y'all. I'm kind of digging. Just saying. But we'll see. We'll hold it up against the, whatchamacallit, the door tag. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, I know that this is too long. You gotta go. And you gotta go. Like that. That's still too long. Some of these are, what do you call them? They're not cut, so like they're looped. Loop-de-loop. All right, let's give this a big old fluff. All right, tell me, Kelly, is this too busy? Marcia, is this too busy? I like this. I like this a lot. If you love it, hit the heart button. All right, so let me move this over here. Now, something else you could very easily add, if you wanted to, is greenery to this, okay? So I just went out in my greenery stash that Zach keeps for me, and let's see, did Miss Kelly respond? Okay, Marsha likes it. Where's Kelly's? I want to see her response. Where are you? Thanks, guys. All right, hold on. So this right here could be all by itself, okay? Or you could incorporate some of this craziness into your bow. That's longer. Greenery? Yes or no? Okay, there you are. I see it. Told you so, Kelly. Just kidding. All right, greenery, yes or no? Y'all. Greenery. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. Kathleen says yes, so we're going to do it. All right, so I don't have a hole up here, so I'm just going to use a big old, what do you call it? Command strip, Velcro command strip. I'm going to put it up here towards the top so you can still see the fabric. And then I'm going to kind of press and hold. And then we're going to slide in that greenery, like down here. We're going to incorporate it down here. Down here. So I'm going to just glue the ends. And then I'm just going to slide it right there. Where's my other one? Right here. And don't drip it on your finger because that's going to hurt really badly. Okay. So there's that. Y'all. Another one knocked out of the park. I think I'm going to just do door hangers. Honestly. Why not? I think it's really my jam. And I think it's my calling. We should have door hanger craft boxes. Zach. What do you think, buddy? What do y'all think? Oh my gosh. I'm in love with this. And because I fluffed it up, all the raffia wants to hang out right here in the center. Like, holy cow, where'd y'all come from? Okay, done and done. I'll put a big button. But do you think you'll be able to see it? I don't know. Maybe that'll help the raffia chill out. I mean, it's never chill, right? It's always a little chaotic. It's chaos. It's my chaos in the bag. That's how I control it, right here. All right, so there's the button. Yes, y'all. Now this one is having a little bit of issues. Oh, I know why. Duh, it's not even glued to the darn door tag. Okay, project done. Boom. Y'all, have a great night. I am in love with this. Recreate it. Get the club. It does. Yes. 2 nights in a row, Carolyn. That's right, girlfriend. Y'all have a good night. Go recreate this with your April club. You have until the end of the month to get it. You cannot purchase it on the website. I can send you a message with the information about the club, and y'all have a good night, okay? We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.